What's good YouTube, and welcome to a Tier 0 format. I couldn't help myself. The joke's right there. There are 26 Ishizu Tearlaments in the top cut of Pasadena, and we haven't seen anything like this since Spiral Full Power, pretty much. So many formats missed from the OCG taking over the TCG, like where did those Phantom Knights go? Or Branded not doing a full takeover, but still being pretty good here. But this time, it does seem we have finally entered that territory of having a clear best deck just come in and steamroll everything, and it is playing into the market a little. We see Kelbeck starting to go way down in quantities and up in price slightly. Also, Agito going under triple-digit listings, and this might also be because these two are shorted in the EU product, and we see way different prices over here on Card Market, although it is coming down as Mavens gets ripped open more. It's looking like lowest German copies at 18 euros and lowest English copies are around 20 some odd euros here. Yeah, and looking for UK to UK even, I think it's like towards 22 some odd, something like that. So it's going pretty fast. Yeah, 21.18 euros lowest there. Agito is not as crazy big spiked versus it. I think it's like 15 some odd euros for UK to UK, and the lowest English copies are 13.5 some odd here, but still pretty notable that they are way higher over in the EU versus the US. The conversation there has been also very interesting. I posted both on Twitter and Zodiac about it, and people were pointing out how good the EU has had it for so long, and I'm just sitting here like, well, this shouldn't be a thing in any product, right? Like pointing out how Magician Souls, Bane, Gold, yeah, all of those were easier to get in the EU, right? Where you saw the sellers come over and start to sell in the US and have their malicious Banes cool our market for a while till they were bought out for a long time. It does feel like EU usually gets the better end of the stick, but this time got the short end. I also want to say, when I'm talking ratios and stuff like that, people who go, I bought 5 boxes and pulled 3, there's no way it's short. We talk about it every week. Do you know what clumping is? How people are seeing like 5 of one card in a single box sometimes, and it's just crazy, mind-blowing. But it happens that way. We're talking after cases and cases pulled open, 50 plus cases for these kinds of ratios to get the actual average of what is likely to happen. That's what we're looking at, not the, oh yeah, I pulled 1 Starlight in 3 packs. It must be in every 3 packs. It just doesn't work that way when we're looking for short prints or ratios or those kinds of things. Also looking through Mavens, we see that evenly matched is slowly going up here, but the quantities are coming back. I think it was down to like 12 sellers at one point, and also Triple Tactics Talent still up in price, but more sellers at this point. Maven's just an incredible set for how it turned out in the US, a little more typical for how we would expect over in the EU. I do not know any other short prints besides these two. I hit up tier 0. I was like, hey, do you know what short? Are these two specifically short? They answered, yes, these are short, but did not get back to me yet with the rest of the short prints. I'm sure they're very, very busy fulfilling orders and working on that. Now, what else has spiked throughout the weekend and over the month? Monk of the Tenyi is going up for every single version, including the common, and I guess this is because it just didn't get a reprint when all the other Tenyis did, and we have Sword Soul now, very easy access. I remember like $30 deck cores or something like that. So looking through here, it does make a ton of sense that people are going for the other pieces, but what really spiked is Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, which I called a penny stonk forever ago, around $2. I remember covering this going up $4 to $5 at one point. I did not see it go up here, and it's just been consistently over this month, over double in price now for the secret rare, and actually selling pretty steadily in that range. So be aware that since there's an update to this deck, even though it's not as meta relevant right now, people are going and picking up the rest of the pieces as they now have easy access to the other ones. Speaking of that, Sky Strikers did not reprint Afterburners, and people are going after that like crazy. We see the secret rare way up in price. I think first editions are $20 lowest, and the other versions start at $12. The secret unlim start at $15 though, so not the craziest. And yeah, actually a couple more listings since I added everybody in Discord. It looks like a couple at $19. I often look in the Discord for market picks as I'm going through things, and this is one the Discord alerted me to. Pretty wild to see even, the super rare from the Gold Sark Megatons going haywire. Darkest Diabolical Diablosis. I did not know this one. Diablosis, however you want to say it. This card was not reprinted, and I could have sworn in my head that it got a reprint at some point, but it's being played in some of the Dragon Link decks, and it makes a ton of sense that it is. I just didn't know that it went up, and watching YCS feature matches helped, and it seems like at one point it spiked all the way to 7, came back towards 5, but right now the lowest listings are still near $7 with no reprint currently in sight. Battles of Legend upgrade maybe? Naturia Sunflower, DT, every single version, even the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 common is starting to go. This is going Naturia versions of the deck. Yeah, people are on it. They think it's good, bad, in between. Gage had his take that this version of the deck is terrible. We'll see how everything goes throughout. I don't know if any actually did end up making it. I'll have to look through the specific deck list later. But this card is spiking heavily throughout the YCS going. Also, we see Flourishing Hills Ultra Rare just spiking up here over this last month and recently, and now it's like a $7 ultra rare. What's up with Power of the Elements and their ultra rares? They're just pretty wild out here. But yeah, this deck, underestimated, I do think, very good, and still going to be more rogue during this current format, but people are after this in droves. Abyss Dweller Ultimate Rare is one I was staring at, and it has come up like over the year, but actually over this last month, apparently it came back down. It's one I hadn't peeked at in a while. It was down towards the 50s last I knew, and now it's towards the 70s, and when I was watching feature matches, it was like on every inboard. So I'd like to kind of say, I think this might still actually be kind of under for this format if this format lasts through Nationals, but there is a lot of speculation like, will this deck be hit soon before Nationals, emergency ban list, crazy speculation on it. I don't think we're going to see an emergency ban list, but we may see it taken care of before National season. We'll have to wait and see. All of that is speculation, but I do like this card and Ultimate Rare a lot. Cyberstein is this penny stonk I brought up a long time ago, and it is spiking pretty heavily over the last couple of months, almost double in price, I think, through the 3 months here, and is now around a $5 card and quickly goes towards 6 on the front page. Not sure what's causing this. Let me know if there's a past format where this is shining or what specifically is happening with Cyberstein's secret rare here. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon is mostly because it's rank 7 good stuff, and the deck continues to get a upgrade and support. Not Red Eyes, I always murder the name, the Kshatriya Law, or however you say it, but the deck, the rank 7 deck, continues to get better, and every single version of this is seeing buyouts for the most part, but when you search this card specifically, it only brings up these 3 versions, and the secret is spiking very hard, but it does not bring up the color ultras from Legendary Duelist Season 1, the blue, the purple, the green, the regular ultra. So be aware, these are kind of overlooked right now, and looking pretty nice in price if you want to pick yourself up a nice cheap version of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon for that format. Using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra, to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying, of course. I just wanted to point out that continuing to break history, Bistal Magnuma is wild. It's crazy going up in price, and I do hope the Konami pays attention to this model and sees that they can put broken cards in the super rare slots, like Mystic Mine also, for example, and that they continue to kind of go with this spread out the rarities model, because if this was secret rare, 2.4 per case, this could be a $150 secret, let's be real. And finally, looking at the, not everything is up. Megatons, almost everything is down besides Diviner of the Herald. Dark Magician Girls come down over time, Forbidden Droplet a couple dollars, Pot of Prost was starting at 45, and now it's towards 37, 38. We see the Blue Eyes down in price, even the collectible versions, and the sealed again coming down, also going with that. Ash, of course, had a reprint, but the Prismatic Secret Rare is a very nice version. Crossout Designator now down like a buck-ish, and so many other cards. I feel like the only cards up from the start are Aluber, Branded in Red, and maybe Diviner at this point, versus how week 1 went and everybody finding out the short print. So while a lot of eyes are on Mavens as the reprint set, and in the future Battles of Legend, I think this will continue to fall out a bit. An estimated value pulled versus the actual price of sealed, that'll be interesting to watch also as this set ages and Konami decides what they're going to double down reprint or what's not going to get reprinted for a long time that may drive value into these tins. That being said, What do you think of everything going on, from how crazy Darkwing Blast and Mavens has been to how lackluster the Megatons actually feel despite the cards inside because of the pull rates? Let me know what you're feeling in the comment section down below, especially about the YCS, because I'm going to get back to watching that right now. Thanks for watching, everybody.